All right, so I'm going to read aloud to you. If you want to just kind of shuffle through the video, if you don't need this part, that's okay. I'm going to quickly just read the question, or sorry, the paragraph or the passage to you, okay? I'm going to try to underline for my friends who need to track. I know the words are really small, so I'm going to just kind of go through this and track with my pencil here. Let's see if this works, okay? So it says the internal body temperature of some species, such as fish and amphibians, changes with the temperature of their surroundings. These types of species are called ectotherms. Mammals, on the other hand, are endotherms. They can regulate their body temperature and maintain a steady internal temperature regardless of their external temperature. How do you think this characteristic influences where an animal can live? Think about an animal living in the Arctic. Would mammals or amphibians be more likely to dominate this type of environment? If you said mammals, you would be correct. Most amphibians cannot exist in extremely cold climates. So the question is asking, what advantage do endotherms have? So if we look at the text again, we want to find that keyword endotherm. Luckily, the author of this particular book allowed the endotherm font to be in yellow. So they're kind of highlighting it for you right here. Okay, so we've just read, if we read around that word, it says mammals, on the other hand, are endotherms. That's kind of cool, but we need to answer the question directly. It's asking what advantage do endotherms have? So let's try to find another keyword that can tell us what advantage do they have. Okay, right here it says they can regulate their body temperature and maintain a steady internal temperature. So those are more advantages. And they can also live in the Arctic. That means that they can change their temperature or thermoregulate to change their temperature to live in cold places. So I'm going to go with that. I have those keywords from my passage. I'm going to use my text tool, and I have to follow the wrap questions. So it says, restate the question. So what advantage do endotherms have? So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to drag my text box here, and I'm going to say, N, capital A. I don't want yellow. I want black so everybody can read it nice and big. Okay, so I'm going to say an advantage, and I'm using capital letters at the beginning of my sentence, that endotherms have is they, and I'm just going to go back to the text and says right here, it says they can regulate their own body temperature. So it says is they can regulate their body temperature. So I'm answering the question. I'm at the A part of wrap. So the beginning right here, it says that, oh, I don't want to, I'm going to change the font back to black again. Sorry about that. So it says right here, if I go to my annotate tool and I change this to yellow, it says right here, the wrap is restating the question. Did I restate the question? Yeah, I did. Right here at the beginning, I said an advantage that endotherms have. That is the restating the question part. It's exactly the same words that are in the question. And then I get to answer the question. So I'll do that in a different color here. I'll do it in blue. It says right here that this is the answer, or the A part of wrap, is they can regulate their body temperature. Oh, and I spelled temperature wrong. I think someone might have caught that there. Here, let me see if I can quickly adjust that here. Temperature is spelled wrong. You know what? I can't, but you know what? I can do it again, and that's okay. So I'll just go like this and type it again for you guys here. Bear with me. You guys are awesome. Okay, it says an advantage. So this is the restating part again. An endotherm, or I'll say endotherms have. Ectotherms have is they can regulate, and I'll check my spelling this time, body temperature. Okay, there we go. Body, did I spell that right? Temperature, and I did. Okay, now we still have to do the P part. Okay, so we need to provide more proof that they can regulate their body temperature. So it says, if you read on in the text, I'll go over here to yellow. Okay, I'll change it to here, and it says they can maintain, it says they can maintain a steady internal temperature regardless of external temperature. Okay, so, and it also says they can live in the Arctic. Now, I don't want to copy that directly, but I'm just going to rearrange those two ideas, and I'm going to provide the P part. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, the prove. All right. Teacher said P. I know. I'm talking about the anagram, the acronym here, okay? So I said over here on the next page, it's going to say, so an advantage endotherms have is they can regulate body temperature. They are, this means, we can say this means they are able to live in cold places because they can change their temperature. Okay, and that's from the article. That's just putting it in my own words there, okay? So I'm going to move that up. I don't know if you guys can see that. This means they're able to live in cold places. Oh no! Teacher, what are you doing? I'm going to change that here. Okay, so cold places. Thank you for anybody who is cold places, because they can change their body temperature, okay? And then I have to make sure I have a period on the end there, okay? So that is an advantage that endotherms have. So I've followed the wrap, I've restated the question, I've answered the question using the knowledge, and then I've proven it using two different, see here, the two different pieces of proof from the text. So make sure that you have capital at the beginning of your response, and you have a period to break the sentences up, and you don't make the spelling errors like Mr. Crawford did with temperature and cold. Okay, so it should be cold. All right, so we're going to flip to the next screen. So I made sure I double checked my answer. I'm ready to press that submit on my discussion. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this for your discussion question. What is one example of an ectotherm? Okay, this is an endotherm. This is an ectotherm. So I want you to read the paragraph again. And again, using the wrap, restating the question, answering the question, and proving the question would be great. So how would we restate? Again, I'll take you over this step one more time. So you're going to say, we restate the question by saying an example of an ectotherm is, and then you can read the paragraph and finish my sentence and give two pieces of proof from the text. I look forward to reading your discussion responses. Make sure you double check that you have capitals and periods and that you have no spelling mistakes like Mr. Crawford. See you later. Have a nice day. Bye.